Hello, my name is Casey Lang, and I'm posting this video in response to the second speech project in order to make up some points for not being able to do my original project in front of the five mandated individuals. When it comes to this retail management certificate course, what I really liked was the rapidity from which I got responses from the instructor. I've been in many classes where sometimes you have to wait days, weeks, even months to figure out what your grade is, or constructive criticisms on how to make an assignment better. So it was really nice to get those responses and to get that feedback within a matter of days. I feel like it really enabled me to kind of create the most acceptable work for each one of the assignments. As far as the material goes, I really enjoyed the texts and how in depth they went as far as the theory behind everything, especially in the fundamentals of supervision, how it delved into Maslow's hierarchy of needs and Jung's tenets of belief when it came to psychology, how it talked about leadership traits and those characteristics and how they initially thought that every leader had these traits, and so if you had them you would become a leader, but then they found that it wasn't as clear cut as that. I just thoroughly enjoyed, again, how cerebral that whole discovery was, and how academic it was. I thought when I started reading those texts that it would be merely conjectural from the point of view of the author, and that I wouldn't glean as much from it because I might end up sort of disbelieving that person just based on the fact that they didn't have much research to back it up. So I really enjoyed that piece as well. On top of that, I like the format as far as posting these videos on YouTube. It's so many of us who are doing this program have other jobs on the side, so it's been really nice to kind of allow this to happen when it was easiest for us, instead of having to have been made to do it at a certain time, which might conflict with family schedules and things like that. So again, I thoroughly enjoyed that piece as well. Posting videos on YouTube, this was my first time, and it was relatively easy and seamless, which I greatly appreciated. As far as things that I would do to improve it, this isn't a criticism on your part. This is just I liked the quiz format so much, where people could just take it on their own time, that I've often thought if I go back into teaching that I'm going to have part of my assessments be these online quizzes. And the only thing that I would do differently is the second time that students take a quiz, I would utilize a randomizer that would switch the answers around so that you couldn't just go through it once and realize, oh, it wasn't A, it's B. And so if you got a 19 out of 20, you could just write down all the other answers, A, B, D, so on and so forth, and just work on the one that you missed. And I would do that small step just so that people had to write down the whole answer instead of just the letter. I think that would ensconce more of the ideas that I would want in my students. The math class, again, I have a degree in secondary mathematics, so I would have enjoyed if just that class had more higher level ideas and things a little more in depth. I understand the basics of gross margins, but I would have liked to have talked about if you have 70% of your goods at 27% margins, and then that drops down on a sale towards decrease to 14. What's the optimal amount of merchandise to sell at that price? Things like that. But I think that those are relatively minor. Otherwise, I again would like to say thank you, Mr. Reggers, and to Smart and Final for allowing me to take this program. My favorite thing about it, is it reaffirmed ideas that I had about management beforehand that you're not quite sure about because someone doesn't tell you that they're the right way to do it. So this program has just been so beneficial to me, just to tell me that what I think I should do is the right thing. So thanks again.